This year is going to be an amazing school year. This year, I'm not only teaching strings in every school, I'll be teaching strings on every screen. So, if you want to be awesome, you better tune in to every meet. Not only are we going to play great music, we're going to learn how to not touch anybody or anything. We're going to learn how to walk down the hallways one way and have fun while doing it. For those of you that don't know me already, my name is Mr. Goodwin, and I will be your child's orchestra director this year. As always, I like to give a little bit of a background about myself and the things that I do. So, here are 5 things that you might not know about me. Before attending Mason Gross School of the Arts, I was a self-taught musician with my main instrument being electric bass. I played on stages in New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, and even Hawaii. The highlights of which were opening for the Winery Dogs at the State Theater in New Brunswick and playing for the U.S. Navy's 4th of July party in Pearl Harbor. I've also played on numerous recordings, been on the front cover of the Aquarian newspaper, and also been awarded CD of the Year by Mother's Magazine. Continuing my love of writing children's music, I recorded and co-produced an EP of family music called Songs from Home with one of my daughter's teachers, all done remotely during our COVID quarantine. I also have an extensive photography background, and just minutes away from declaring myself a photo major, I changed my course of direction to music education. I continue my love of photography and travel to as many places as I can to capture the world around us, including my 2 daughters, Jillian, who is now 8, and Amelia, who is 5. I'm also an avid woodworker and love to build and fix things, like this lemonade stand I made with my daughters, and these Adirondack chairs I made for my wife. I've driven across country from New Jersey to California in 2 weeks. I've been to 27 continental states. I've also hiked to the bottom of the Grand Canyon where I camped for 3 days. Now, if that's not enough, I also have a keen interest in landscape design and have designed all the garden beds around our house, ensuring lush color throughout all the seasons. All right, now the stuff that matters. As you know, each student has been assigned a blue or gold cohort. I see each one of those cohorts once a week. Now, here's the confusing part. I also see each one of those cohorts via a live streaming session in the afternoons. I've made a schedule here that hopefully will avoid some of the confusion. Essentially, I see my full class each A day or B day in some form, in person or live streaming. If your child has chosen the full virtual mode, they live stream into our ensembles each day, each person meeting again with our live stream session. As many of you know already, we will not be holding a winter concert this year. I sit them in classes on the first day. The biggest, most important thing that I learned last year during this quarantine time is that the students are not nearly as sufficient as I need them to be. And this is entirely my fault. I'm looking forward to taking this time where we would be preparing for a concert and improving our skill set. Plan on focusing on tuning, instrument repair, and overall technique. This includes playing some small historical excerpts from different time periods in our musical history, something that we don't get to do that often. I also hope to have some students perform in some small group recordings as well. My daughter recently took her training wheels off her bicycle just a day or 2 ago, and got me thinking about what kind of training wheels do we have in life? And of course got me thinking about my ensemble. The training wheels really helped her expedite the process. She's able to get on a bike, she's chasing after her sister, she's chasing after her older friends, and she's part of the crowd. Now, the problem is we take those training wheels off and we fall over. And so I started thinking about how they're just kind of a band-aid, and they're not really helping us balance at all. So she started moving over to a balance bike. That's kind of a new thing in our world here. and it wasn't something that I had ever heard of before. But essentially, she's slowing down a little bit, and she's sitting on this bike, and she's using her feet, Fred Flintstone style, paddling along, and she's just coasting, and then she can brake when she needs to. She's slowing down a little bit. She's not racing after her friends, but it's getting her balancing. And that's going to give her the tools that she needs in the long run. So I'm kind of thinking about my ensembles right now as we're going back to our balancing bike. I want your child to have the tools that they need to succeed in the long run on their instrument. Take 3. This is my grading policy. I'm just going to keep it going. My grading policy is as follows. 80% class participation. Your child shows up, they have their instrument, they're ready. And 20% tests. I like to give at least one test or quiz per marking period that may have involved with playing. That's terrible. 80% class participation, 20% tests. With that, I'd like to welcome you back to a school year like no other. Rock and roll. And before I forget, this is my COVID beard.
I am your orchestra DJ. Put on your mask.